Yo, welcome back to another episode of Bread and Butter, man. This is a special. This is my first phone call conversation. Is that what you want to call it? Phone call conversation, and I got a special guest. Dude, I'm so glad he came. First of all, man, I want to thank you for coming out, bro. From the Lone Star State, from Dallas, Texas. Yo, I'm a Redskins fan too, so we're gonna talk about that. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, so Ryan Swanger, happy to be here tonight. Excited to talk about sneakers with you, man.
Man, so dope. Hold on. It's Ryan Swanger?
Well, I always say Swanger because no one remembers Swanger, so...
Who's this gentleman sitting behind you?
Hello, Ms. Lady. I'm Dale. I'm Brennan's stepbrother, and I think I might be able to help with the Pan-Pam dilemma.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Pam.
Pan, oh no.
Pam.
Panned.
With an
There's
M.
a D on the end.
There's no.
If somebody asks me my name, I say Swanger, then they can spell it, but formally it's Swanger.
Swanger. Okay, so it's Ryan Swanger. I'm gonna say Swanger. Is that cool? And I think everybody on Instagram say Swanger. And it's crazy because the first time I met you, I think it was before you were on the Sneak This. I think I followed you, you followed me, and it was crazy, man. And just seeing you on the Sneak This, I was like, yo, I appreciate what you do for the sneaker culture, fashion, everything, man. Like, I just want to thank you, brother, for coming through, man. Seriously, it means a lot, bro. It really means, man. So let me ask you, man, first question. Who is Ryan Swanger?
Man, so these days I'm 40, about to turn 41 next month. So in the sneaker game, that makes me on the older side compared to most. I'm a dad first and foremost. So I've got twin boys. They're 10. And pretty much everything I do when you get to this stage in life, I'm sure you can relate. Like, that's what's important to me is, teaching them, and, sneakers, which we're going to talk about tonight, is one of the ways that we connect, and, really like can relate on something. Go ahead, man.
No. And it's crazy how kids are into sneakers now, man. It's, we were in it as kids too, but not like these kids, man. And it's dope. It's a dope way. And it's dope that your kids are into it too. And you guys connect by, that's a way of connecting with you guys. And you know what, man? Me and you are almost the same age. So, like, I relate. I'm a single dad too. And honestly, in my life, dog, if it came down to it, nothing's more important than being a dad to me. Like, my dad and then everything else. So if I had to get rid of all my collection because of my kids, I would do it.
And I know you would do the same thing.
Yeah, 2 seconds for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So you want to let our viewers know exactly what area you're from. Well, I kind of mentioned in the beginning, you're from Texas,
Lone Star State.
Dallas, Texas. Cowboys fan?
Kind of. So I root for them now, but I'm not hardcore. So no Redskins real hate for me. I grew up in West Texas, which is like football country, but I've always been an NBA guy. Maybe because I have young kids, but the younger kids don't care about the teams as much as the players.
The players. It's a player league in football and in basketball, believe it or not.
Yeah, and so for me, like, I'm more into the players, and I'll watch a lot of different teams these days, and like kind of less so like I got to go for a certain team, and kind of alongside my kids, like we pick players that we collectively like and kind of go with that.
Yeah. So growing up, you were a Spurs or Rockets fan?
Mavericks.
Oh, you were Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Yeah.
So hold on. So early So you're like Ronaldo Blackman fan?
Oh man. And
I think it was the Western Conference Finals where the Mavs and the Lakers. I started to really get into basketball back then, man.
And it's crazy because, man, I know you appreciated that early '90s when it was like Jamal Mashburn.
Oh yeah.
It was the three J's, Jason Kidd and Jackson, right?
Jimmy Jackson, you got it.
Jackson, there we go, man. Dude, I was a big, huge Jamal fan. I was a huge Jason Kidd fan. I didn't care for Jimmy Jackson like that, man.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge Ohio State guy, so he kind of wasn't my dude either.
Yeah.
and I went to University of Texas, so like Ohio State, Texas, two huge schools. Like we didn't really, that wasn't our thing with them.
Are you a football University of Texas football fan too?
Yeah.
Dope.
I try. We ain't that good these days, but I try.
Nah. You guys, man, it's a up and down. It happens to every big school, man. Sometimes the school has to rebuild and restart. It'll come when the time is right.
Good path now.
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you, so how old were you when you got, like, how did the whole sneaker and fashion
Thing start for you, man.
So I've had some ebbs and flows with it. So definitely a little bit different story. But when I first started to really appreciate sneakers was around junior high, and I was like running track, and so that was roughly around like Air Max 180s.
The 180s, okay.
Gel Light 3s, because back then it wasn't like every year a new model, right? So Gel Light 3s were just Asics, and those were my main.
Hold on. So it wasn't even a Gel Light 3. It was just a straight up ASIC.
I didn't call that, but I didn't know that. I just knew it was an Asics.
Asics, yeah.
It's funny, like later on when I started to get back into some of the like OGs, and I'm like, I wonder what shoe this was, the green and yellow, and I'm like, it's the OG Gel Light 3.
Yeah.
At the time, just Asics running shoes, and I thought they were cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy how comfy Gel Light 3s are, man.
Yeah.
Till this day, it's like I mean, I could compare it to other shoes, but it's just Asics when it comes to running and working out. Asics are on another level, man.
Yeah, agree. No, and like I can remember like the first time I put them on, we had to run from our school to the track, run laps around the track, and I was like, man, you know how when you're a kid, somebody was saying this, I think it was Greg on Sneak just the other day, like you thought you were faster and like you had all these traits because you put on the shoes. I totally felt that.
Yo, let me tell you something, Ryan. So in 7th grade, I bought the Penny 2s, the black and blue Penny 2s.
Yeah.
I wanted them when they came out. I believe they're like $140, $150, and my mom was like, "Hell no, too expensive." Typical cheap Latina mom, and and they hit $89.99 at Foot Locker. And you remember when shoes used to go on sale, it was $79, $89, $69. They were expensive shoes that used to go. Foot Locker, when they used to go on sale, they went on sale, man. And I got the Penny 2s. And I wore them for rec league for basketball.
Right.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, man. The first time I wore them to play, I thought, bro, I scored maybe 6 points, but I thought I was freaking Jordan and Penny Hardaway on that court, man. I was that fat, chubby kid on the court. But bro, I felt like nobody could stop me with them things on my feet, man.
Totally.
And that's how it is, man. Like when you're a kid, you just, when you have them on your feet, you think it gives you that extra oomph, it gives you that extra swag, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Now I can remember the days where I never got them, but my Jordan back in the day were the black and gray Air Flight 89s.
Okay, the Air Flight 89s.
I was at the store and I tried.
Air Flight 89s is a very underappreciated sneaker, man.
No doubt about it.
No. I don't know if you remember, because I know you follow fashion and stuff. Remember when Kanye was wearing it?
Yep.
I really thought they were gonna come back with that. They didn't come back though.
Which they did.
But Kanye did a little wave with the Flight 89, and I was like, yo, he's really wearing Flight 89s, man. That's a dope shoe.
It's a dope shoe.
That's a dope shoe, and the Delta Force.
It's a dope shoe.
Yep.
You remember those, right?
Oh yeah. No, totally, man. I can remember. So I grew up in a small town. So if we were going to go get like Nikes, you had to drive about an hour and a half just to get to like a Foot Locker. Like I'm from the country, man. So I can remember we would go there and I'd try them on and I'm like, man, I'm jumping high. So
that's dope. So track and field had a lot to do with you getting into the sneakers. When was it when you were like, yo, this is it? I'm into shoes, and one pair turned into three turned into 10. Like, when was that?
There was 2 waves for me. So the first wave was I was collecting them as running shoes.
Okay.
So I wasn't collecting them in context of lifestyle the same way I do now.
Okay.
Like I was always going like, what's the new technology? What's which ones do I like better, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I was even more like, I'd buy a whack colorway if it had like brand new technology that nobody had. So
wow. Okay.
about that, and I'd run in them, then I'd wear them casually, but it was more of like a running based collection.
Okay.
And I'd say around like 2008, 2009, like they were just getting trashed. Like I had all my old running shoes, and the soles were starting to fall off. And so I kind of slowly was moving out of that. At that time in my career, I was like suit and tie every day of the week.
Yeah.
So I kind of backed off of that, and for probably like 3 or 4 years, so at 2012.
So for a while, you was more into the fashion, to the clothes,
Totally.
and the dress shoes.
Yeah.
You said, "F it, I'm just gonna spend the money on that," and that's probably where your money went to.
Tom Brown, like all that kind of stuff around, like suits, ties, like really nice, like Seville row kind of like double monk straps and stuff like that. Like during that time.
Oh, nice.
And then about 4 years later, roughly, then I started to get back into like collecting the running shoes.
Okay.
And somewhere along the way, I started to like learn around retros. Like I didn't know about retros until 2012, something like that. 2000.
And you mean retros as like Jordans or like the runners?
I didn't know that all my old shoes I could buy again.
Oh shit. Okay.
I was buying all new.
So you were OG. You had OG shit. You did your thing. You did your thing in your fashion career. You worked. You did fashion, and then you realize it's like, holy shit, my Air Max 1 is a retro.
Yeah.
I get it again.
I'm mind blowing, man. Like if you hadn't been and so I had followed all this technology. I'd run in all this stuff. And part of it for me, honestly, like the first year, I wanted to like go running in like a Gel Light 3 or an Air Max 1 because I remember what they used to feel like. I go running in those things and they're heavy, they're hard.
Technology changed over the years, and like I said, these runners now have it so much better than the Ultra Boost. Like we'll talk about Adidas in a little bit, but the Ultra Boost was a game changer for me, man.
Yeah.
Like comfort wise, and there's a reason why there was an Ultra Boost wave. I mean, it's gone now, but there's a reason why people jumped on it, and again, a lot has to do with Kanye too and the whole fashion thing. But I like to this day, I think Ultra Boost 1.0 is one of the greatest runners ever to me personally. I love it. I think it's the feeling, and you can wear it all day, and your feet don't hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And one of the thing on kind of the history, so I would always wear my running shoes. Being a runner, like I would wear running shoes casually as well. So I was always had that lifestyle kind of look, but it just wasn't in context of lifestyle sneakers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then when I started to learn about that there was retro runners that I owned that I could go back and get, then I just like dove right back in. I got rid of all my like modern day running shoes and took that and really focused it in on lifestyle. And it was kind of like the perfect time in my life because I was transitioning to being a little bit more casual in how I dress for work, all that stuff. And so it just kind of like coincided perfect.
So it was your change in your fashion, work, casual, and it was perfect. It was like a perfect timing.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you a question. So every day you could wear this stuff to work now.
Yeah, I wear sneakers pretty much every day to work.
Every day. And I know, I mean, if people that don't follow him at Ryan Swanger Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And I could tell, man, like it's crazy to me how like dude, you got like a Atmos Air Max 1. And you got boom dress pants with them joints, and it's crazy to me. But so it was so fashion and sneakers.
Yeah,
is a big part of your life.
Yeah, and I think for me when I was collecting for a while pre-Instagram, and so I being in Dallas, which at the time like 5 years ago, 6 years ago even, like. When I was really starting to get into retros, there was not that much of a runner scene here at all. So I was like learning just on the web, like just Googling all the different models I knew, and I was kind of doing tons of research and learning. And then when I started to jump on Instagram, then all of a sudden, like there was so much information for me, which at first was really great. For a while, I was like, okay, everybody like is real casual on those like on foot posts, right? So I would post like in my jeans and sweats, but meanwhile in real life, I was never wearing that stuff. Like I wear like trousers and stuff with my
and it's time as you got on Instagram more and more, you were like, yo, F this. I'm just gonna post a pic in my dress pants with them shits on.
Like that's what I wear, man.
And to me, yeah, and it's so dope. Like you're like one of the only persons on IG that does that shit. Like you don't care. Like you'll wear like a brown pair of dress pants, and it'll be like the Air Bacon 90s or something. I'll be like, yo, this guy, like you don't care. Like that's so dope to me, man.
That's the look I like. And in my job, like when I wear sneakers into like a meeting and stuff, people are like, what are those? Because they don't like, that's not what you see in a technology company meeting.
Yeah.
And so like it's become something that's a good way to like break the ice with somebody.
Yeah. And you guys could talk in this conversation. But as time has gone on, I bet you there's people at your job that's like, yo, Ryan Swanger, the sneaker guy. That's probably what they know you for too, right?
If I don't wear heat to a meeting, I catch a lot of flack.
Yeah, you gotta wear heat.
Basic shoes you're wearing today, right?
Yeah.
You gotta wear heat. So let me ask a question. So the fashion, the sneakers, how is it? We're gonna go into like the Texas culture, like the sneaker culture of Texas.
Cool.
How is it? Because like I look at Houston, a lot of Houston dudes, big Jordan guys.
Yep.
Austin, it seems like the Austin area is more like runners.
Yeah.
Austin's a little bit more into like off-whites, runners. It's Texas, but everybody has their own style, right?
A little different, totally.
Yeah. And so what do you like? Do you consider yourself? Because you do wear Jordans. I see you got Jordans.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself a little bit of everything? You mix it up, right?
I mean, I definitely so. With runners, I definitely am broader in what I go after. Generally with Jordans, there's like the early stage OGs is most of my collection.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4s, and I've got 1 5.
Okay, and that's it. No 6s, no 7s.
No, nothing above 5.
Okay, so I've never seen you wear a Jordan 11 or Concord.
No, yeah.
I had one Jordan 11, but it's just not me. I didn't wear it enough, so I got rid of it.
And you know what, man? I think Jordan 11s, I love them. And people consider them the greatest Jordans ever. But it's just not my favorite, man.
Yeah. I think the nostalgia is carrying that shoe a long way. And I've got I don't have any issue if somebody loves them. But to me, the way that shoe looks just doesn't fit with what I wear now.
Yeah.
Sticks out too much for me.
Yeah. I love Concords, and I'm a big Allen Iverson is probably my favorite basketball player of all time, and I love the Concord because of Iverson when he wore it in Georgetown. But when I put it on, I'm like, I just don't like the way it looks on me. But I love the 11s, if that makes sense. I love looking at it, but I don't care to wear it.
I think if you were around as late, like when Iverson was wearing them, or when that was like coming out initially, I think that's going to carry on for the nostalgia of that. Like that was a big deal, man, back then.
Yeah, for sure, man. So Texas, everybody is a different culture. It's just it's a melting pot of sneakers.
I'll tell you though, like over the course of the last like 3 or 4 years, 4 years ago, like pretty much anything that came out, you could just go cop. Like other than the Yeezys, like when Yeezys were at their height, but Jordan stuff or any of the stuff I collect, if they had it, it just sat.
Wow.
It was pretty easy to get. Over the last 4 years, I've seen each like San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston, all of them are really embracing the sneakers a lot more for sure.
Yeah.
I think part of it too is, kids are obviously a lot more into it these days than they once were. But then also like we're starting to have consignment shops and like tier 0 shops start to open up. There's a place in Dallas called Knowledge.
Okay.
Good dudes there. And so like after they started opening, like they've got streetwear that you can buy, like None of that
That's
stuff
dope.
a few years ago. So it's pretty cool to see like the market around here.
So, and being into fashion, are you into the streetwear scene or no?
Some. So like there's some kids stuff I like.
Yeah, you're a big Ronnie fan. I know that.
Yeah. I like older Ronnie better than lately.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. You know what I do like that he's bringing?
Yeah.
Yo, you see he's dropping all that Russell Athletic shit?
Yeah. Now
That's gonna be fire. Like I told myself, okay, I'm gonna see what he's gonna do with it.
Yeah.
I don't like some of the hoodies he's been putting on with like movies. That's to me, it's like real, like it's an easy way out, man. Let me change a movie poster and put Kif on it.
Yeah.
But I think the Tommy and Kif shit was dope. Like to me, was dope.
Part of what I'm hoping is like right now it's like let's put logos on stuff and then like it's fire. I don't know that it holds up over time, so I'm hoping that they'll get a little bit more minimal. Like if you just do a simple Russell, bring back Russell, there are a lot of people that are going to be down with that, I think.
Yo, and after I saw Ronnie post some Russell Athletic shit, I was like, bro, I didn't even know Russell Athletic was back.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me.
I heard on another sneaker show earlier today, the guys in San Francisco, they were saying that at one of the fashion conferences recently, Agenda, Russell was there. I'm like, what? So
Russell Athletic is coming back. That's dope.
Yeah.
And it's dope because this is stuff we grew up on, man. Champion.
Yeah.
Tommy, Russell Athletics.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Fubu's probably gonna come back. Everything's just a circle, man. It's just come back and I know you wear a lot of brands too, man.
Yeah. So for me, like I try to figure out what do I think makes sense for a 40-year-old guy, right? So there's certain stuff like a Supreme FU T-shirt, like it makes sense for me. Like this Palace Ralph Lauren. Love that collab.
Yo, like I love polo. Like that's my shit. So I'm always like they brought all the Steve Tex bag and all the high tech stuff, and like I'm like I couldn't afford it back in the day, but I can afford it now, and I'm copying the shit out of it.
Yeah, so I kind of do like a combination of like I may have like one or two streetwear items, and then some like more designer stuff.
So you do the Gucci Louis stuff too, or no?
Some of that stuff, yeah. I do some of that. Also, like some of the Japanese stuff, like Visvim, Capital.
Yeah, Vism's always been a big brand.
Yeah.
No, Bathing
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of varies, but I like to mix and match some stuff and do that. But moreover, for me, it's about like what's the look I want to have. I don't like to look like everybody else, so I try to come up with stuff that's a little.
You don't, and I don't know. I mean, people probably tell you that you don't like you call, man. I hate using this word, but it is a word. Influencer. You have a lot of followers, but you don't go with the waves. Like I don't see you posing in the latest Yeezy 700s.
Yeah.
Or you're not wearing the late. Hold on. Do you have Off-White stuff?
I have the OG Prestos.
Fire. That's the one I have too.
Yeah, and I bought them from a dude down in Austin. He'd worn them a while.
Honestly, to me, that's the Off-White. To me, that's the best Off-White they've ever made.
For me, it made sense.
It's fire.
Like I'll wear later. And so it's funny. The other day, like I was like, I may cover up where it says Air in quotation marks. Like I'm not really trying to like make sure everybody knows I have Off-White. I just really like that shoe.
Yeah, it's
paint that over it. I don't know, but
nah, just leave it, bro. But it's gonna be one of those. I mean, you see how much the price goes for that shit. That shit is ridiculous, bro.
Well, I think on your point on influencer, the way that I think about the term, at least in context, you asked me a question on it. I want to be clear. I'm not bringing it up proactively, but
No.
Some people think of like influencer in terms of like getting seated stuff and all that. That's not really a big motivator for me. If I want something, I'm going to go get it.
Yeah, you'll buy it.
Yeah. And I tend to like a lot of older stuff. So nobody's seating you like shoes from 10 years ago anyway.
And you've mentioned it in the past, like you're not doing this for, at the end of the day, I see you posting stuff because you love it, not because you're in here to try to get free shoes or get a million followers. At the end of the day, you say you post your sneaker pics on you record on Sundays, right?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday mornings. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do it because you love it, man. Like you could tell because like, dude, you got Diodora pics, you got Saucony. Hold on, Sauconys or Sauconys?
Saucony, I'm pretty sure.
Sauconys. Okay. So it's not Sauconys.
Like a Sawwood,
Sauconys.
Yeah.
So it's not Sauconys.
I'm pretty sure everybody's wrong on that one.
Bro, we've been saying it wrong our whole life, bro. You say Sauconys? I thought it was okay. Diodoras, Sauconys, Asics, New Balance.
Yep.
We can name. You got Ruse too, right? Kangaroos. Is that what they're called?
Man, Ruse are good quality.
Yeah, that's 80s stuff, man. Hold on. What else have you posted up there? I'm trying to.
So I just recently did. So like I did like Virgil's Louis Vuitton runners. So
you got those.
Yeah.
Oh man, go ahead. Show them.
Solomon.
Okay.
Some people say Salomon, so I may be wrong on this one. I would call them Solomon.
It looks Salom. Yeah, Solomon.
Yeah.
Okay, and that brand is from
running shoes. I wear them like dress them up like with trousers or like I run in these too, but I really like these.
And what brand is that from? Like where are they from? I'm not familiar with that.
The brand. So they like make skis and like ski boots and like trail running
shoe.
Yeah. And like so it's a technical shoe that like I mean I certainly wasn't the first to start wearing them for lifestyle, but I started seeing people wearing them. And it's just like a different type of shoe. Like, I mean,
very, very, very ahead of its time, futuristic. It looks dope. How does it feel?
I mean, so they're made for trail running. So like the toe is like hard because like you hit a rock.
Yeah.
But they're comfortable to walk around in.
Okay. Cool. So we talked about the non-Adidas, non-Nike brands.
Yeah.
What other brands have we missed? I can't even.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really go after. I think we've hit the main ones. I guess just for me, something I wear, I don't wear Adidas much, but Stan Smiths, I always rock with.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can put it on. You can put that with anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's such a dope. Stan Smith is one of the greatest shoes ever, silhouettes ever, man.
Totally. Like, and so I have a lot of the collabs that they've done, like extra butter ones, if you remember those.
Yeah, I do remember those.
Pairs. I've got a bunch of different Stan Smiths.
I love extra butter collabs. I love. I don't know what's Concepts.
Yeah.
Bodega collabs. Bodega collabs are underrated collabs, bro.
Dion's my guy, so I'll go.
Dion is the guy. Yeah.
Dion Point's my dude.
Yeah, Bodega collabs, Concept collabs. And I know you have. I know you have heater New Balances in your collections.
Yeah.
From the Kennedys to what else?
So,
There's the Bodega New Balance that came out. There's so many New Balances that are so fire, man.
At one point, I had all of the Concepts. There's a couple of pairs that I just wasn't wearing, and so I let those go to people that really wanted them.
Okay.
Because I don't like having shoes that sit in my closet. I know some people like to look at them and stuff. That just doesn't work for me.
If you don't wear them, then there's no point in having them.
No, I don't really sell for like a big profit on most stuff. I'm just trying to like get it to somebody else.
And then you get money, and then you get something else.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's crazy. People ask me the same thing, and that's what I do, man. Like, I hold on to shoes that I really like. Like I'll never get rid of my Atmos, and there's certain shoes I'll never get rid of. But if there's shoes that I have and I've worn them once, bro, give me the money. I'll use that money for another pair of shoes.
I've done it. You see that notification, you get real excited. I have it happen about once every 2 or 3 months, and I click on that notification, and I cop, and I'm like, never wearing the shoe. What did I just do?
Yeah, it's as a sneaker head or a sneaker lover, it's just a habit, and we've gotten to the point. And sometimes we get influenced by Instagram or the internet, and they shove it down our throat to the point where we end up getting it. And we're like, why did I get that? You know?
We're all, if you're like listening to this, you're addicted. Like, not the people listening.
No, they are. I mean, we all are. It's
like, gotta get it.
Gotta get.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Y'all tell anybody I'll kill you. Peanut butter and crackling.
He kicked his habit back in the joint. Now he's out on points.
They gotta get it. And yo, recently the sneakers app, bro, I've been having the worst luck, man. 2018 was awesome. 2019, bro, I've been taking L's after L's. I'm so
I barely try, which I think some people probably won't respect, but I don't like losing a lot. So I tend to like new release stuff. I'll skip. I'll come back around, and I watch the markets a lot in terms of pricing.
So runners versus Jordans, man.
Yeah. So for me, I tend to go fit to shoes. We all talk about that a lot, right? What do you do first, shoes or fit? So I go
fit, then you choose. Okay.
And my fits typically don't match up with basketball sneakers.
And I was looking at one of your pics. You was wearing the Air Maestros, Ronnie Figs purples,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo. Hold on, be honest. You still have that shoe?
I do.
Oh, you do. You do. So you personally like it?
Yeah. So
I love the red one, man. I got the red one. I had to get it.
If you're a 40-year-old dad, then you got to show up to the court with like crazy. So I wear those purple Maestros when I go hoop with my kids.
And you hoop with it.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what's crazy? That leather, that's a very awesome quality sneaker, bro. I love the way it looks.
Quality's great. I'm not going to hoop. I'm shooting threes and passing the ball.
Yeah.
So Maestros are great for me.
Yeah. You're like, hey, man, it's a Scottie Pippen power forward shoe, man.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't fit. The Jordans just doesn't fit your style.
No.
Most of them.
Like I've got like 6 pairs. Love the 6 I have, but like when a new pair comes out, I don't really.
And what six Jordans do you own right now?
Black red ones, royal ones, the 2.0 shattered backboard ones.
Okay.
Black cement 3s, white cement 4s, pair of Saint Germain 5s. Those are my 6.
You a PSG fan?
No, I just like. I'm like kind of a Francophile, and so Paris on the side of a black metallic.
Fire. Yeah. That's a slept-on shoe, man. People didn't like it, and I love that whole PSG Jordan collab. I think it was so dope. It's dope to me because it's a soccer team rocking the Jordan logo, and it to me is fire, man.
Hoodie too. The
Paris.
Yeah, I have it too.
Best Jordan hoodies ever.
Yeah. It's so dope. You have that. I have that hoodie too, and I got the soccer jersey to go with it too.
Nice.
You got to get the jersey, man. So let's talk Air Maxes. Let's talk about Nike silhouettes.
Yeah.
Cause hold on. So is Nike? Can I say that it's your favorite brand?
It's a good question. So I'm fickle, man. So I would say, but there are 3 brands I go between.
Okay.
Nike, Asics, New Balance.
Okay.
New Balance is never my favorite, but I always feel good buying a New Balance because I'm like 20 years from now when I'm 60 or when I'm 70, I'll still wear these New Balance. So I never feel bad about buying the New Balance.
Yeah, you could be 7-year-old Ryan Swanger chilling in West Palm Beach and you'll have the Kennedys on, right?
Yeah, I'll have like Concepts Rosés on.
The Rosés, yeah, definitely.
So when it comes to like what I really love to wear, Asics and Nike totally goes back and forth, man. I will spend more money though, I will say, on a Nike because I always feel like if I just stop wearing it, I can get rid of that and get something else much easier with a Nike than I can with an Asics.
It's the resale value of the check, man. It's the resale value of the check.
Yeah. And
it used to be the resale value of the 3 stripes, but that's kind of died now, right? And Asics, remember Asics 2012, 2013 Asics? Those had values, man. Now it's... Yeah.
Coming back, so like I've started to see on some of the like the Kiko Kostadinov Asics, so some of those like these, I don't know, the gel burrs. This is like the first one they did. Okay. If you try to find this shoe in your size, man, you're gonna look like $800, $1,200.
That shoe right there?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not even familiar with that. It's crazy. It's a nice sneaker too, man.
Yeah, but some of it with Asics, as you know, like it's just super limited too. Like
Super
but
limited. If
If
stores that
stores
get
that
it,
get-
you'll get 1.9, 1.9.5, 10, one. Like it's like they'll get like 12 pairs and that's it.
Yeah, so if they had the volume of Nike, it wouldn't have that. But I'm starting to see the Asics, valuations on certain stuff creep back up.
Yeah.
A year ago, like you could buy some Ronnie Fieg stuff on the cheap.
Yeah. Oh, it's starting to go up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love the ASIC homage, man. The homage is one. It's like to me, it's gonna be like I don't know if it'll ever be worth like what the dunk, but it's really like an ASIC with the dunk, right?
Yeah. Well, and I want to say one more thing on your question. One of the things is I like go out, and a lot of the people that I hang out with, like they're not hardcore into sneakers. And so one of the things that I will say in Nike's favor, if I go out with Nikes, people like it's instantly get some respect. Like they know there's probably a special Nike I'm wearing.
Yeah, for sure.
If I wear another brand, they may think like I'm wearing the running shoes from Dick's. Like they just don't know the difference.
Yeah.
I do think, like you said, the check value, it definitely, when I'm making a big decision on like a big purchase, it carries a little bit of value because I just know you get that credit.
Man, and it's a check, man. It's
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all know in the sneaker community, it is the biggest sneaker brand, point blank.
Yeah.
Point blank. And speaking of Nike, man, what do you like? I've seen you talk about it, but what's your opinion of what they're doing with the Air Max Day this year? Because they kind of.
I may not have a popular opinion on this. Over time, I've actually soured on it more and more. So giving back, I'm 100% supportive of. Like, I think everybody's supportive of giving back, donating shoes.
Yeah.
We've
all done it, man.
Yeah.
So explain it. So now what are they trying to do with it? Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you explain it because you.
There's two things that don't add up for me. One is you could have a donate, and one of the things they could do is be like, hey, we have all these different shoes that those people designed. Maybe they could retro, a really cool old Air Max pair and say, hey, we're going to release tons of pairs of these. And we're asking everybody that buys a pair to donate a pair or donate 2 pairs. Okay. And everybody get excited about the new pairs. And it would be a great incentive to be like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take part of this program.
Yeah.
When it's just donating, I'm like, I don't feel like they're that altruistic. They're a publicly traded company. So that didn't add up. Now, the other thing, though, that I really didn't like is then I start to see the cities, and it's like there's only certain big cities where you can even donate as part of this program.
So explain this. So what do they want to do? Because I've seen Ubic in DC. They're doing it this Saturday. So explain. So you go there, you donate some shoes, and you're allowed to buy something?
No, that's what I think they should have done. Is say, hey, everybody that donates X number of pairs of shoes gets to get the Air Max Day shoe. That would be really cool.
So what did they do with all these shoes that these people won? Remember that all the people like the Weatherspoons and.
As I understood it, they're going to donate them to charities. So like they've worked with charities in major cities, and when people bring in the shoes, they're going to donate them to charity, and that's it.
So those shoes, like the girl that did the New York City one, you could. I'm
saying like people are going to bring their old shoes and they're going to.
So that's Air Max Day this year.
That's it.
Oh wow.
Like in Dallas, I can't even participate. Like there's no.
So what are people saying? So what are people telling you about your opinions? Because I'm with you on this, dog. I totally.
Well, my sense is I don't see a lot of negative sentiment because I'm sure this is part of the calculation by Nike.
Yeah.
Tell people to donate shoes, nobody's going to criticize this. My guess is they have a distribution issue on whatever they were going to release. And they can't get the shoes out in time. And so they really, are pushing this.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine 6 months ago this was the plan. I think this came together last minute.
They should have just retro something else, man. Like,
I'm telling you, if they would have said we will guarantee a shoe, like an Air Max Day, a special shoe that they were coming out with, if you'll donate 2 pairs, 3 pairs, they could have gotten so many pairs donated.
I'm gonna mess up this little power I have. So This just came out of nowhere, bro. And
Yeah.
I love it though. Some
Yeah.
people did it, and you know what? The men's sizes were hard to get. I don't know if you knew that. It was all boutique. So the men's sizes only boutiques. The only retailers that had the men's sizes in this Air Max 1 was East Bay, and East Bay had a back order. But this shoe was cream. In this area, it was Major that had them. Ubic, Virginia Beach Cream. So it was just the boutiques.
Yeah.
So in your area, probably Nice Kicks and whoever else.
Yeah, like I'm sure probably some
had the men's sizes. So this was and they could have switched it up a little bit and maybe put a date on it or.
Yeah.
I don't really understand this because to me this is like the Weatherspoon smiley face.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Nike, and I think that's the reason the whole reason that look the smiley face is in there.
Yeah.
I don't understand the fallout between them and Sean, and it's crazy. It's a lot of politics with it, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I don't know anything, but I can imagine when an individual does a contract with Nike to do a shoe, if you don't have like lawyers ready to go and negotiate that stuff, like that probably wasn't a great deal. My guess is.
I mean, you saw Sean started wearing Adidas, and he was like, "Well, I'm coming out with this." Yeah. So that denim Weatherspoon that's coming out is probably got scrapped.
Yeah, yeah, that's my guess. I was excited for that blue one.
It looked nice. Some people actually like the blue one more than this colorful one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and knowing Nike, they might end up releasing it, not even calling it a Weatherspoon.
Totally right. Yeah.
Do you know it's coming? It's definitely coming. So let's talk about like the future of runners in the sneaker game.
Yeah. Oh man. So, there's two things in particular that are exciting me. It seems like we're starting to see some new technology again.
Yeah.
So think back, man, when you and I were kids, like there was like an arms race on technology. You had Air, you had Gel, you had Impact, New Balance, and you kept seeing like newer versions, more Air, and like different types of like, full gel and stuff. And then it felt to me like that stuff kind of backed off. And you weren't seeing as much, but I'm starting to see Asics has some new, like there's a Meta Ride shoe. You probably haven't seen that yet.
I haven't.
Runner, but I can see like it's kind of like the 720. So they have their own kind of like full length gel shoe, more or less.
Yeah.
New Balance has this fresh foam stuff, which I've gotten. They redesigned the 574, classic New Balance.
Yeah, I love it.
And they put the fresh foam, man, that shoe was super comfortable. As comfortable as Boost, in my opinion. It's really comfortable. So on one hand, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the technology. What I'm hoping they don't do is move away, just like with basketball. Right now, it's all this knit stuff. You don't have like the premium materials.
Yeah, like even the LeBrons. I ended up getting my first LeBron in years, which is the Watch the Throne ones.
Yeah.
And I think it was more of like that shoe that it should have came out years ago.
Yeah.
But it's a nice basketball shoe, and it's actually pretty light.
Yeah.
It looks like a boot, but it's not. It's really light, and it's that mesh.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to go with that lighter basketball look now, with the lighter shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me and runners, you either got to have like a really cool new design, or I want premium materials. And so, I'm really hoping. One of the things I will say I'm liking in runners is the fashion designers have started to do some shoes. Like I showed those Kiko Asics earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
And those guys, they took two different Asics shoes, combined them into a new silhouette, added some like kind of design elements to that, and I really like that.
Yeah.
So, designers get a bad name in the sneaker world because they release a lot of weird designer sneakers. But
yeah.
Like the Balenciagas and all that.
Yeah, or like have you seen these in hand yet?
No, I haven't. I'm not. You're the first time I ever seen them was you pulling them out.
Yeah, so the Comme des Garçons.
I got the 180, the pink one, the black and pink one.
Yeah. Oh, those are.
I know
great.
I love them. I love them. They did a perfect job with them.
These are like the old like trail sneakers.
Yeah.
They're like made out of felt.
Yeah, because remember it was it was something called, it was like that,
Yeah.
And it was like a gray one with orange.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, so I'm liking some of the like Comme des Garçons stuff like that, but not the stuff those brands are releasing on their own, but the stuff that they're collabing with.
Collabing is so dope, dog. It's so dope. So people that follow you on social media and follow Ryan Swanger, what do you? People that like kids that look up to you and you being a sneaker dad, what do you like? What do you try? Like, how do you? What do you try to like convince? Not convince, but like when they see your page, what are you trying to show them? Like a different view on.
I think a couple of things. So having kids myself, part of what I see, and we all were like this, but kids like try to be the same, right? So like they try to like, how do I fit in and not get the identity? So, you know, I don't put too much thought into it, but I definitely like want people to see like, hey, you don't have to look like everybody else.
No, for sure.
Forge your own road. I think that's one. The other thing is like, I am careful on the content I put out. I try to put out positive messages. I'll joke around and stuff, but like the last thing anybody needs is to see me flex on Instagram. That's like the dumbest idea.
Yeah. Once you come to a certain age, man, it's like.
So I'm just trying to bring like positive messages. A lot lately I've been asking people like, what's your favorite version of this silhouette? Like get dialogue going. So I'd like the kids to see like, you know, I think a lot of their feeds are inundated with like 10 sneakers. Because it's a hype world right now, right? Like,
yeah, you got it's Yeezys on the timeline, it's Off-Whites on the timeline, it's the latest Jordan, a lot of Jordan 1s, which is crazy because I love that silhouette.
Some Fear of God stuff.
Fear Gods.
Stuff, but
and I do like the Fear God. I do like, but I honestly just like the black one.
Yeah.
And I've moved on. Like, I don't think I'll ever buy another one. I think the black one to me is going to be, I love it, bro. I think it's so futuristic, and if it is so comfortable. I've only worn one. I haven't worn it yet. I'm gonna wear them, but it reminds me of like when I got the Yeezy one.
Yeah. All right. That's cool.
Yeah, to me, that's what it remembers.
And I've just seen pictures, but
I don't even wear it. I don't even wear Fear of God. I've never worn that brand. I just love the shoe itself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just think so for the kids. They go through their timeline, and I think, you know, people complain about a lot around why is there so much hype culture. Instagram's part of that. Like, so if you're a kid,
Instagram, Twitter, all the social media networks. But yeah, go ahead. So the Fear God.
I think for kids that they see the same shoes, and next thing you know, like part of why there's hype is like that's all they're really seeing. So part of what I hope to share is like, here's some shoes you haven't seen that, you know, maybe from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, or maybe just not one of the hype pairs.
So we come into this segment. It's closer to the end.
Yeah.
Your top. Well, you want me to call them runners or the top 5 sneakers of all time in your opinion, or your favorite? Ryan Swagger's top 5.
I picked runners on.
Okay.
So I called and picked runners. In true fashion, I did do a few honorable mentions.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so these are ones. So I did separate between my top 5 are shoes that I own. So
Okay.
I've got each of those here. My honorable mentions are ones that I don't own that probably would be on this list.
Okay.
So I've got 3 Air Max 1s, Para Amsterdam, Powerwall BRS. So that's
fire.
Oh, good. And then the Kid Robot, but not the black one, the Friends and Family pink one.
The hard one to get.
I find that, but
Yeah.
that's my favorite shoes. Then 2 Asics. Do you remember this is an old one. It was High Snobiety times Ronnie 5. And it's like shiny kind of patent leather.
That was like a super limited, right?
Yeah. And I don't see anybody wear it, but I love that shoe. It like looks like kind of cellophane.
And these are shoes that you one day are hoping to own, right?
If I find them, I'll buy them.
Yeah. It's just hard to find in 12, man.
Yeah. The Asics Gel Light 3 Pata Amsterdam. Remember that was one of the first Asics Gel Light 3 collabs.
Yeah.
Orange. And then the last thing I just got to share. I said this once, but I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to Dion Point. All Concepts New Balance, honorable mention.
Yeah, you love them. Hold on, which ones are you missing right now from that?
Oh, I think there's two like non-900 series silhouettes that I sold off, but I'm not going to go back and get them.
Yeah. You're not gonna wear them, so.
No. So my top 5 runners. All right. So we've got, first off, this is a new one. Now, there's two that are pretty new, actually. Last year,
Oh, so good, bro.
Added Arrows.
Yo, so good.
Ronnie Feig brought them back.
Yeah.
So, I wear a 30 in Japan. I get you feel me on this. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't make this in a 30 to my knowledge. So this is the first chance to get this shoe. One of the best New Balances ever to make. Gray with pink.
That's like a hybrid, right?
Yeah. No, this is the 997, just the regular one.
Okay.
So this is basically, it's not a retro because it's not exactly like the first United Arrows version, but it's the closest thing.
I got the black. There's the black version with the pink, right?
Yeah.
That's the one I have. That's the one. Well, that's the only one I could get in the 13 because those were the first ones to sell out.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, let me go for the other one that has pink in it.
So this is the one non-collab next.
Okay.
Shout out to the DMV. 990 V4, man.
Yo, and those were released by Shoe City, right?
Yeah, well, this is the one that New Balance released in like 3 or 4 cities. It's the one that has like 1982 here on the back.
Okay.
So like, remember, did 1980.
That was a very limited New Balance, bro.
This shoe is probably.
He
one of my-
said, "Shout out to the DMV, bro.
that-
You will love it here, man, because DC, Maryland, Virginians love New Balances. I'll be honest, man. I am from the DMV area, but I'm not huge into New Balances. I love the New Balance collabs.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Like, if it's a New Balance collab, I go crazy over it.
So that one, love that. Now, there's 2 of these. I prefer the 2.0, so that's classic. Salmon toes.
Fire.
Wrong with either one, but I like the dark midsole. And the materials I like better on the 2.0 personally, so love this shoe.
Fire. That was that quick strike that he just dropped it out of nowhere, right? But yo, I was at Target with the kids and I looked at my phone 30 seconds too late and I was in my feelings, man. Like, yeah, because he dropped it out of nowhere.
Yeah. Now that was all part of that pack, right? Where they had the militia, all those. Yeah, those are great. So next one, I've had this shoe twice now.
Yeah.
Got it, loved it. Someone offered me crazy money and I sold it and I had to go back and get it. So that's Viotex. Love this shoe.
Let me ask you about the Viotex. That's 2000. What year is that? 2000 and
3 or 2.
So what happens now? Because after a while,
Oh, so yeah, this is feedback for people that get scared. So first off, I wear this shoe like it was made in 2018.
Okay.
Not worried. Sole comes off, I'll get a new sole. I don't get that upset about getting a new sole. So,
so you haven't soul swapped yet.
no.
Okay, but you know what? It's good to wear your shoes, man. The more you wear them,
Yeah.
it breaks the material, and you have to wear that. The problem is people that keep a dead stock.
Yeah.
The people that keep a dead stock, it's gonna break on you.
Totally, yeah. So no, literally, I posted my first pair about a year ago. Some dude DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I'll give you $1,200 for this shoe." I'm like, "It's yours right now." Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I can hold on to this for. And then I sold it, and I'm like, "What?" So shout out to Buddha Kicks. He posted this the other.
Yeah. Buddha Kicks is always. Oh, so you just got it?
I just got these back, man.
Have you worn it?
I've worn these a couple times already. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you pay more than $1,200?
Oh no, I paid like half that on Buddha, less than half that.
Oh, so okay, so you still made money.
Come on, yeah.
Dope. It's like everybody on the SB tip, man.
Yeah.
You know how many SBs I got in the collection that I've been letting go recently? It's just because it's like, bro, like you.
Final shoe, perfect shoe, chlorophyll, Pata.
Nothing else. You won't sell it for anything, man.
Man.
No, I wouldn't sell the shoe for anything.
And I'm not even mad that's your favorite shoe, man. That's a sneaker that I'll be positive. I'll probably own it one day. I'll say that if I find it in a 13.
You get some shoes you get, and just in closing, some shoes you get, and it's like, why do I have any of these? And that was one of those for me.
And the reason, and my favorite Air Max ever for me, I like infrared 90s, but
Yeah.
Atmos. Just because I could never get it, and I finally got it, and I just love it. Like, this is I would never sell this for anything.
yeah.
I'm the same way, bro. You give me every Yeezy 2 and I'm good, dog. I'm not selling this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love Yeezy 2s because I've never owned them. So, yo, thank you so much for coming, man, for being here with us, man. This was so dope. Like, yo, let people where they can follow you and contact you if anything.
Yeah, so Ryan Swanger, I'm mainly just on Instagrams where I really post. So RyanSwanger. Thanks for having me on, man. I really enjoyed
Yo,
this.
Ryan Swanger, Instagram, Twitter, no Twitter, yeah.
I'm on it, but I don't. I post much.
Yeah, and you could hit him up. Thank you so much for coming through, bro. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And I appreciate you coming through, brother. Seriously, man. It means a lot.
Oh, it's
This
great.
is fun, man. We could go for another hour, bro.
Good.